Welcome to The Holistic Entrepreneur with holistic nurse practitioner, success coach, and best-selling author, Bonnie Groessl. Bonnie and her expert guests share tips, tools, and strategies to achieve success on your holistic entrepreneur journey. Each show features answers to common entrepreneur challenges, along with a healthy dose of support and motivation. Now, please welcome the host of The Holistic Entrepreneur, Bonnie Groessl.
Well, welcome everyone. This is Bonnie Groessl, your host here at The Holistic Entrepreneur. You know, as long as this pandemic is affecting the world, my goal is to provide tips and ideas to help you during this time. And check out the show page before you leave today. Always do that. You can connect with me at bonniegroessl.com. And I'm also have all of those special links with a lot of free gifts and special things really just for this time during COVID-19 at bonnielinks.com. We'll be talking a little bit more about that in today's show. So I'll put the links on there for you, and you can check those out later. Now, the information presented here is educational, inspirational, and motivational in nature, but I always want you to just take what fits for you and simply let go of the rest. This show does not intend or imply to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment either. I always want to preface every show with that little reminder for all of us. I want to thank you for taking your time to be here. Whenever you're listening to this episode, it's taking your time, and I know that time is our most precious asset, so thank you for sharing your time with me by listening to the episode. I want to give a shout out to a number of people out there, and I know that I won't probably get everyone, but I want to send a special blessing to the healthcare workers who are on the front line in all of the countries all over the world. And all of the people providing for those essential services for us. You know, they are providing for our basic needs, like delivering food and supplies and keeping places clean and safe for us. And I also want to send good energy and a big hug to all of those who are struggling just to put food on the table because they find themselves out of a job, or their life is turned totally upside down, or someone in their family is struggling with illness. You know, I bless all those for donating their time. Oh my goodness, the time and talents that people are giving, making masks and donating them, and food and sending money and helping out when other people need it so badly. I just wanted to give a shout out to all of you and to let you know that I'm thinking about you, sending you my good energy and prayers, and you're always on my mind, all of you, whether you're helping to serve the community or whether you're struggling yourself. We're all in this together at different levels, and different things are going on for different people. Just know that my thoughts are with you. You know, last week we talked about innovation. In fact, the last 2 weeks, and how you can serve others during this time, if you're able to. I mean, how you can share your gifts. I know you have them. There are so many things that we all take for granted, but it's super stressful for those who are going through having to learn how to, go virtual for the first time. In the midst of a pandemic, besides, they're stressed out about how to do all these things. And we also talked about innovative ways that businesses are pivoting in this economy and with social distancing. Last week I mentioned a man in Kauai. Neil Sams is his name, and he sells orchids online. And he does this Facebook Live every so often, showing his orchids and teaching people about their care, and then you can buy them from him online. But I didn't have any contact information for him, so I wanted to give you the name of his Facebook page this week so that if you're interested, you can go check it out. So his Facebook page is Orchid Alley Kauai. So it's Orchid Alley, Alley, Kauai, Kauai. And you can go there and check it out if you want to. Today, I want to focus on you. You know, maybe there are things that you need help with. I don't mean to assume by any means that all of the listeners in this community know how to do all the things that we've been talking about and that things are just fine and they can just go help other people. Everyone is having challenges, and we're all at different stages and levels of those challenges. But this is new, and a change for all of us. And I also want to acknowledge how many of you may be struggling. I mean, really struggling. I'm sending good energy and prayers your way. Just know that I am. It's the one thing that I do often during this time, and I feel like it's a way that I can contribute, among other things, but to send those good thoughts and prayers and big virtual hugs to all those people who are suffering in some way. So just know that my heart goes out to you, and I want to acknowledge that, you're not alone. And I know that doesn't help much because you're in it, and it doesn't matter that somebody else is going through it too, because it's about you, right? So just know that I'm thinking of you, sending you energy, and we're going to talk about that on today's episode. There's a lot of bad stuff out on the news. I mean, it's stuff that they have to share with us because it's the news. And being informed is a good thing to know, what's going on, but it can be a bit too much. You can easily overdose on the news and feel even more stressed than you did before. I tend not to watch the news too much at all, really. I check a few things in the morning when I get up, and I might watch some comedy news, like The Daily Show or something in the evening, but I don't spend any more time on it than that. I recently did a challenge, one of Evan Pagan's challenges, and he had a really good way of looking at this during this time. He said he follows the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. He allows himself to think about what's going on, to focus on the news and worry and be fearful and sad and all that stuff, only for 20% of the time. I mean, because you can't ignore what's going on, and we're not expected to be happy all the time, especially in the midst of this global crisis like we are. But if you just can confine that to 20% instead of, 50 or 80 or 100%, that's way better. So the 20% is okay. Like, get it out of your system. And then he focuses the 80% that's left of his time and energy moving forward, noticing what he's thankful about, working on his business and retooling and making adjustments as he needs to based on what's going on. I think that's a really healthy way to look at things, and that's why I wanted to share his little strategy with you today. So thank you, Eben, for that, because I think it makes a lot of sense. Like I always say, every emotion should be acknowledged and honored. Even the negative emotions that bring you down, that make you feel crappy, they're still emotions, and they should be acknowledged and honored. But just don't live there. Don't let that become your dominant way of being. So what about you? How much of the time are you watching TV or paying attention to the news? How many positive coronavirus cases there are? How many deaths? What's happening in the economy? I mean, there's really rarely any good news to watch these days. One of the things that I do is I try to incorporate some good news into that. So things like reading the online paper, the Good News Network is one thing that I do sometimes. Watching, it's on YouTube, and it's called the Good News, Some Good News Show. And it's a relatively new show, but it's really cool. And it's just good news. It just helps to balance things a little bit. And there are lots of other shows like that. Those are just two that I know of. But I encourage you to follow that 80-20 rule. Or if you can go less than 20%, that's even better. But, 80-20 is way better than what most people are probably doing. And then focus your time and energy on taking care of you. Eating well, exercising. Even if you're limited as to the exercise that you can do because gyms are closed and things like that. Some of our walking trails or running trails are closed around here where I live, but there are some trails that are still open. And to me, that's one of the best ways to just go walking out in nature. Even though there really aren't any or many leaves on the trees yet, and it's pretty bare yet, but still, it just feels good to get out there and in touch with Mother Earth. And then practicing gratitude. And gratitude is huge. I mean, it's hardest probably to practice gratitude in times of extreme stress, but you know what? That's probably the best time when it does the most for you. And then stress reduction modalities like meditation, heart math. I don't know if you're familiar with heart math, but I'll put the link on the Bonnie Links page because they have some free courses that they're giving away to help people during this pandemic time. And I'm in a couple of those, and they're really, really good. So I'll put the link on the Bonnie Links page, and you can find it there. And then, in terms of gratitude, I just want to say that just before you fall asleep is the best time to practice gratitude. And the reason is it gives your mind something good to think about just before you fall asleep. So if you have trouble sleeping, or you wake up in the middle of the night and then your mind starts racing and you're thinking about all kinds of things and maybe what you saw in the news earlier that day and you can't get back to sleep, try using gratitude right before you fall asleep, or something like meditation if you wake up in the middle of the night to help calm your mind. Those are the things that I use, and I think they really, really help. Now, all of these things, the things that we've just been talking about, watching the good news too, and exercise and eating well and all that stuff, and meditation and gratitude, all of those things, guess what? All of those things boost your immune system too, which is super important when there's a pandemic going on, right? So I would say take care of yourself, do those things for lots of reasons. It's just, you have to do it. You just have to. So I'm not like I'm giving you an order, because I don't tend to give orders, but I strongly encourage you to do that. Taking care of yourself is a priority. And then there's your family. Because you don't live in isolation. Maybe right now you have to if you live alone, but you still worry about other things. So if you live with other people, if you have a family, helping them to stay healthy, having enough money for food and paying the bills and the essentials, and just a little extra just in case. You might be in a situation where you find yourself struggling just to pay the bills, or to put food on the table, to provide for you and your family. There are so many others in that tough spot too. And I know, I get it. Knowing that you're not alone doesn't really help much, because you need to take care of you. And the stress is very real and all around you. So maybe you're in a place where you can't help others right now. It's all you've got to do to take care of yourself and your family. And that's perfectly okay. Don't feel like you have to reach out and help others, because you should come first. Otherwise, you'll never be able to help others. You'll never be able to come from a place of service if you can't take care of yourself first. So know that there are other people out there who can help. Reach out and ask for help. You are never alone. So on a spiritual plane, asking God, the angels, whatever your belief system is, ask and it is given. That's a law. Ask and it is given. But like the angels can't really act unless we ask them, to do something or for something. So it may not always come in the package you expect, but it will come. So ask and it is given. And we could do a whole other episode on how to pray in different ways. And so I might do that in a future episode. But for now, just know that you got to ask, and then just allow it to come. And then maybe asking other people for help. There are so many other people out there who can help you make a pivot in your business, or help you start a business. There are lots of people who have been where you are, and they found a way to make it work, to get out of that dark place and survive. Not only for survive, but thrive. There are people who can help you solve a problem with your website, or on your Facebook page, build an email list, you name it. The list goes on. There is someone for everything, right? And so many people are feeling the need to help right now. You'll see a lot of free offerings, challenges, and courses, and one-on-one help, and help with even the techie things. They want to serve because there's such a huge need right now. And I think people are just more willing to give, and to give freely. So perhaps you could use some help starting a virtual business, because maybe you don't know if you'll have a job to go back to. Things are changing, and more businesses in general are going virtual. Or maybe you need to make a pivot in your business. You need to retool, or maybe gain clarity. Come up with a plan of what to do next, a strategy so that you can move forward. One of the things that I want to offer to you is that I added my schedule link to the Bonnie Links page. I'd like to offer you a free strategy session. Now, this is purely to help you through this time. My commitment to you is that you'll come away with at least one action step that you can do right now to move forward, whether it's a pivot or you're just starting out. I know lots of free resources that are out there, and I've probably used almost all of them at one time or another, and I'm happy to share with you what I know. And if you need clarity around what you want to do, a strategy call is a perfect thing to do, because you get to talk it through with someone. So I'm putting that out there. If anyone is interested, schedule link is on the page. and then we can just have a chat. And I'm doing this, as one of the ways that I can contribute and donate in this time of need. I don't have an ending date at this point. Who knows what the future holds? And so it's just going to be out there for the unforeseeable future. But I encourage you, if you want to talk with someone, if you just want some feedback, if you want to know what maybe free tools are out there to help you get to XYZ, I know a lot of those things just because I've used a lot of them. So reach out to me and let's talk. There is so much opportunity right now. If you have a virtual business or you're thinking about starting one, this is the time. The window of opportunity is huge. So take the time that you have to learn, to decide what you want to do, and to take action. The best way to get what you want is to help someone else get what they want. And you have so much potential and so many amazing gifts to share. I know you do, or you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. So go to bonnielinks.com, check out the free stuff and the new links that I've recently added. I've also decided to add a link to my guided meditation audios on Amazon. Now, I've received such heartwarming messages from people all across the globe just in the last couple of weeks about how these tools have helped them with the anxiety and sleep and all the stress that's going on. And it just means so much to me that people go out of their way to seek me out either on Facebook or send me an email and send me a private message about how much these audios have helped them. So I thought I would share that link with you. Now it's an Amazon link, so I can't give it to you for free, but you can stream any of them for about a fraction. It's like a sixth of 1 cent. It's like a fraction of a penny. So you can just check it out. You can also listen to all of them beforehand to see if it's something that you would like. So I put that link on the Bonnie Links page too, just because I've been getting so much feedback from people, and I thought, you know what, maybe we can help more people with that. And if you want some one-on time with me, to pick my brain for free, to talk about a strategy, clarity, whatever it is that you're struggling with, or if you don't really even know what you want, that kind of thing, sign up for the call, this free strategy session, because it's not a sales call by any means. It's really just for you. I'm devoting my time. It's one of the ways that I can give back. And so I want to be there for you because I think that there's so much opportunity and now's the time. So I hope you enjoyed the episode today on the Holistic Entrepreneur, and I hope it gives you some things to think about, maybe some reminders in terms of the self-care stuff. And I want you to believe, above all, that anything is possible as long as you believe. We will get through this, and the sun will shine again. Well, thank you for joining me here at the Holistic Entrepreneur Show today. If you would like to learn how you can be a sought-after guest on popular podcasts, how to produce your own show, or even how to use content marketing to grow your business, go to bonnielinks.com and check out the offers that I have for you there. bonnielinks.com, BonnieLinks.com, is also where you can sign up for my monthly newsletter, the Holistic Entrepreneur Update. It comes straight to your email with an update from me and all of the links to the last month's shows, just in case you missed anything. Now, this newsletter also gives you access to the show's guest gift page, where you can access all the great gifts from my guests over the years. And don't forget to subscribe to the Holistic Entrepreneur on your favorite podcast directory so that you'll automatically receive the newest episode when it's released. The Holistic Entrepreneur is brought to you by M&B Global Solutions.